And it looks like we are live. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, for tonight's crypto roundtable discussion about all things NFTs, non-fungible tokens. Today, I am joined by K-Dub from CryptoZombie, CryptoStache, and Kenn Bosak. Three of my favorite content creators I have the honor and privilege of being joined by. We're going to have an awesome discussion. Before we get started, I want to let everybody know I am streaming this on my YouTube channel, RiceTVX, on my Twitter account via Periscope at RiceTVX, and also on float.app. If you haven't checked out Float, it's a social media application that promotes freedom of speech, and I definitely encourage you to check out Float. We're going to go ahead and get the show started. I always got to thank the sponsors of RiceTVX. Shout out to Monarch and Presearch. I have links down below in the video description so you can check out their websites and interviews that I've done with folks involved. Also, I encourage everyone to check out my Patreon channel where I post up exclusive content. You get early access to videos, and it's a way to support the channel. Also, follow me on Library and Odyssey. Also, make sure you're following Kenn Bosak, CryptoZombie, and CryptoStache, all on Library and Odyssey as well. Backups of all of our videos, just in case something ever happens to our YouTube channels. As much as I love cryptocurrencies, I always encourage people to diversify. And if you're looking to buy precious metals, any gold and silver, take advantage of my deal of partnership with Money Metals Exchange. If you're a first-time buyer, go to moneymetals.com. Purchase $100 or more, use the promo code RICE, R-I-C-E. You get a free half ounce of silver, and it's an additional way to support the channel as well. So before we get started, I'm going to have links down below for everybody's channel. I definitely encourage everyone to check out everybody's channel if you're not already familiar. Kenn Bosak's been on the show before. K-Dub from CryptoZombie has been on the show, and Stache from CryptoStache has been on the show before. Check out their channels. If you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. And without further ado, I'm going to go and turn my camera on. I got my bros, all three of them in the house. Can you guys unmute yourselves? Are you good?
How goes it, bros?
We're good. What's going on, guys?
Yes, sir.
It's good, man. It's good, man. I appreciate you guys accepting my invitation to join this. One, I know K-Dub, you were like, I don't really know a lot about NFTs, but you kind of keep your ear to the space. You know what NFTs are, and I'm trying to get different perspectives.
Right.
CryptoStache is like super early adopter, OG NFT before all of us. Even Bosak will say that. So I definitely had to get his perspective. Bosak, everybody knows, is the CEO of NFTs. So he had to get the CEO involved. And the cool thing, too, is Bosak and Stache, they do a show together about NFTs. So before we get started, one of you two or both of you want to plug your show and where people can check it out when you're doing that NFT show that you guys are doing?
It's his show. I'm just a sidekick. So, Stache, you plug it.
Kenn is my faithful sidekick, man. No, he's my co-host. I don't consider. Well, no, you're not a sidekick, man. You're my co-host. We have a lot.
I feel like you do way more of the homework than I do. I just show up.
That's true. I do. But it's all good. So it's called the NFT Beat. We do it every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific or 4 p.m. Eastern on Theta. So you can find me exclusively streaming on Theta. I don't stream on YouTube. I upload everything else, all the episodes you can find on YouTube after the fact. But if you want to catch the show live, get all the fun and get all the free NFTs we drop, you definitely want to go follow me at cryptostache.theta.tv.
Yep, free NFTs every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern.
Awesome. And send me a link when you're done, when we're done with the stream, and I'll add it to the video description. And it looks like your internet's cleared up, Stache. You look like
you look good now.
Everything is like A-okay. It was like good timing with that. So Again, I'm going to have links down below for Stache's YouTube channel. Bosak, what's going on with you, my friend?
I bought NFT for sale.com and I'm doing a thing. So just check that out, I guess, for now. And I got a green screen because obviously.
NFT, can you see that? Because when I'm doing a screen share like this, I can't see it. So can you see?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, buy, sell, trade, stake, HODL. It's right there. If you check out the menu, there's a drop down option and there's a way for people to stake my NFTs. So if you bought one of my NFTs or you happen to get one, because I do a lot of them for free, you can stake it and earn crypto as well. So you don't have to just sell it. You can stake it and get some crypto for hodling them. And yeah, these are all my different collectibles. And I have my collabs at the bottom. And I just figured I'd put something up here until somebody offers me a ridiculous amount of money for this domain.
I really love the zombie one. That's probably one of my favorite pieces of art because you've got a lot of different pieces of art, but I love the zombie.
Yeah, man, I've been very blessed with the artists in this space or in general. I've been a big fan of art and crypto art. I've organized blockchain art shows in 2016 and 2017. We had 2 of them. So the decentralized art shows that we were doing in Austin, Texas at the time was, so early. I met so many artists and I got to become friendly with Decline, who's a writer for Cointelegraph, as well as an artist on Known Origin. And we did that collab. He made that art. I just sent him a couple cool pictures. So I actually did have to pose for those photos or those. So I do have like pictures of me looking like an idiot. But he just interviewed Gary V and plugged our collab. So Gary V knows about our collab and Gary followed me. I'm just waiting for him to buy one of my NFTs. Then I can shill him stashes.
There you go.
Bro shill bros.
Bro shill bros. I love it.
Speaking of zombies, we have Mr. K-Dub from the Crypto Zombie in house. Thank you for accepting the invitation to come on again, my friend. How's everything going?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. It is an NFT show, which, by the way, it's not that I don't know you. The way I feel like you made it seem like I have no idea what NFTs are.
I shouldn't have said that.
No. I listen. I was talking about NFTs a while ago, back when Kenn was talking about this years ago when we were hanging out in Vegas and stuff. And I've always thought they're excellent ideas, for like in-game items, true ownership. I even think they're cool for things like, I don't know, land registry, titles, things like that. But now it's just blown up into this like crazy, just like digital artwork revolution. And, you're seeing like 2 sides of the coin, kind of like where some people are like, this is the future, which I do believe they're here to stay. But like, I do also have my reservations on like, is it kind of a little bit of a, like, I just feel like some people are going to get burned right now. I think that maybe some of the things that are getting hyped up right now are just a little over hype, but I don't know, guys, prove me wrong. We got an hour. Prove me why, I'm wrong. And,
so I agree 100% with some of the hype. I guess what I would like to say is first, before we get into talking about that, because that was one of the reasons why I felt it was kind of pressing, even though I've been talking about this with Kenn for doing this roundtable for a minute. With everything that's happening, everything that's hitting the mainstream news, it's really good timing because there's a lot of money going into this space. But for people who are really unfamiliar, because especially in my audience,
you're still awkwardly screen sharing, just so you know.
Okay, I realize. And I'm going to go ahead and unawkwardly get rid of the screen share.
But I wanted to touch on something, though, that like what I think is really happening outside of like that, in-game utility NFTs, right? A lot of that like stick figure art that we're seeing, that's becoming social money, social currency, individual money. We were all thinking maybe we'll make our own fork of Bitcoin, or maybe we'll make our own shitcoin, or maybe now we'll make our own ERC20s. And some people tried that. And what it's turning out to be is these NFTs are social money. It is social currency. It's a way for you to have Kenn bucks or stash bucks, in a different form other than, fungible currency. There's non-fungible social currency. And I think that's what's really taking off right now, is people seeing the ability to invest in the individuals. Why would I want to invest in Nike stocks when I could invest in Michael Jordan, who Nike pays? Why would I invest in, what I mean? And now I could buy a Michael Jordan baseball card or baseball card would probably be worth a lot. But the basketball card or anything like, you collect that as a form of investing in him, Michael Jordan, right?
I see it as revolutionary almost for the artists, right? Because like, for the longest time, like a music artist, how much percentage cut the record label used to take from these guys. And, if you guys remember back in the day, either burning CDs or downloading off of Napster and stuff like that, it's almost like nowadays where you're seeing they are doing like vinyl records and stuff, which I don't know who's really even actually listening to vinyl. Some people do, but mostly you just do it to have a cool record and support your artist. And I'm getting the same vibe from the NFTs where like, why don't I just go directly to the source? You know what I mean? And almost like cut the middleman out. I mean, that's kind of part of the revolution I see when it comes to it, there are some, yeah. Go ahead.
And I was gonna say the things are, I mean, like the use cases and the possibilities are really endless. And I'd like to get into those, but to break it to the basics, like what is an NFT? Because also, I mean, you've got people at the same time, what are these things? And I try to best explain non-fungible tokens as special types of tokens which are not interchangeable with any other tokens. They're unique. They have unique characteristics that cannot be replaced or exchanged for identical tokens, and they can represent any type of good or asset, and it doesn't gain value necessarily from the token itself. It gains value from what the token is representing. And
right.
And then, what we've seen in a lot of cases, and it may not have been the first, it may have been the first, but it definitely was the first biggest one, was CryptoKitties, which is kind of a combination of art and some sort of gaming aspects, maybe trading card aspects, but definitely art. And
technically, CryptoPunks was first, and I think they're getting sick of not getting that credit. So I just wanted to give it to them before you get trolled into oblivion.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you said that.
They're getting the credit on ETH, and they're also getting the credit on Binance, and then wherever else some of them.
Oh, Wax recently too. After our podcast, Wax got it.
Were they the first on Wax?
No, they were the first, but they're being counterfeited everywhere, is what Stash is getting at. Basically what you were saying, Rice, is how I like to explain it to people that wouldn't even know what because you started your explanation kind of talking to somebody who knew what a token or a coin even was, right? To extrapolate on top of. What I like to try to talk to people like my cousin or brother or somebody that doesn't give a shit or know nothing about crypto. I'm like, imagine if you handed, Banksy a $1 bill, and Banksy drew a dick pic on that $1 bill and signed it. You know how many more $1 bills you can get for that $1 bill that he drew on? That's an NFT. You know what I mean? It's like you said, you're taking a piece of currency out. That dollar bill is now out of circulation, and value has been added to it, but that value is what it represents. It's not just a dick pic. That's Banksy's dick pic.
only you can come up with explanations like that, but that's what makes you Bosak.
I would have no idea how to explain it to anybody any other way.
Well, how would you, Stash? Because I mean, you the OG here.
Yeah, I mean, so the way I explain it to people, very simply, because there's so many people coming into the space, you're right, a lot of hype. It's a digital collectible backed by the blockchain. All those words right there, people understand. Even if they don't understand what blockchain really is or what it actually does or how it works, they know digital, they know collectible, and they've heard the word blockchain because they know it's tied to Bitcoin. You use those words in that short sentence, that's all you need. And that's really all you need to know. It's a digital collectible that is on the blockchain, which allows it to have a rarity that you can prove and a history that you can prove.
Okay.
Without a doubt. So that's it. That's all you got to do.
You know how expensive it is to get a Pokemon card PSA graded, and how sketchy it is to send it in the mail and get it back. And yeah, we can get rid of all those problems. Hope you insured that USPS package.
What about you, Kado? What is an NFT for you?
Well, I was just thinking, I'm just listening to these guys because I'm actually an avid collector of, like, I guess you'd say physical things in real life. I mean, as you can see, I have this beautiful grand piano behind me.
It's a beautiful piano. Will you play us a song?
This
I
is
got
obviously
a physical NFT right here from Walmart.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's something new that I was going to bring up.
What's pretty crazy is I don't have it with me. It's in the other room. I actually have original Garbage Pail Kids from the 80s I used to collect.
You got it?
Yeah, but they don't come with NFTs, obviously.
You have the original card?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, here's the thing, and I want to play devil's advocate because we're all friends here, and you guys know I'm not hating on anything. I just think it's fun to just like, ask the questions that most people are going to say. So it's kind of like when Bitcoin and crypto came out, what did everybody say? Well, what is it backed by? Like, I can hold gold in my hand. I can't hold Bitcoin. And we all know that that's a bunch of garbage. We know how powerful Bitcoin is and the math and the tech behind it. But for example, I collect actual records. Okay, I collect physical records. I collect actual physical artwork. I collect pinball machines. People don't know that. I have about 20 pinball machines in my house right now. And the thing is, you can go, you can play that. You can see it. Like, for example, like the art, like I have certain art that's done with like metallic, really special ink, whatever. And it's beautiful when you look at it in the light. And, that can't really be replicated in a digital token. And outside of just being like, okay, I have the ownership, this is mine, I can prove the history of it. I mean, some people are like, well, copy, paste, I could do the same thing, control, whatever, and I have the exact same picture. So where is that the real value, coming from in that sense of, what I'm trying to say? Like, because I see a picture of this NFT sold for 5 million or whatever, some crazy rhymes. But then I'm also just looking at a picture of the NFT on the internet. So what makes the difference between, okay, now I have it in my wallet versus, okay, I have the picture, I can look at it. Where does that real value come from?
Shot. I'll give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
All right. Go take a picture of my Lamborghini and try to sell that photo of the Lamborghini for the amount of money that Lamborghini's worth.
Well, first of all, you'd have to have a Lamborghini.
Right. Or go Google the Mona Lisa, print that shit out, and then go try to sell that. Who's going to, you know what I mean? There's a difference. So yes, you're right. You can just screenshot my NFT. You could even remint it as an NFT on your own, smart contract. But that's just counterfeit Gucci bags now. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they'll exist. People will buy counterfeit things because they can't afford the originals or whatever the case may be. But it's that transfer of ownership. Race just had an amazing article up on the screen. And I saw this earlier today and I busted up laughing because it says, scroll on up.
On this one?
This is hilarious. Scroll up. So it says people are paying. Oh, not that one. Where's the other one? The one where people are paying.
Oh, the CNBC, because that's
Okay, so people are paying. People are paying millions for digital collectibles known as NFTs. Right? They're paying for scrolling up. What was the other quote? There was another one. Up. It was at the top. Oh yeah, people are paying millions for clips that can be viewed for free. Welcome to the world of NFTs.
Yeah,
that's exactly when I was using Napster at 11 years old. That's how I felt when I saw idiots buying movies at Blockbuster. Like, that's free on Napster, right? You stupid head. You know what I mean? But people will buy it, right? And then it gets this is just that next evolutionary step of, I'm almost kind of laughing because it's like, well, yeah, you paid for Disney Plus to watch The Mandalorian. I earned BitTorrent token because I used BitTorrent to get it. And you know what I mean? So it's like, it's the ownership, though, that's different now. You can't buy a song on iTunes for $1, listen to it, and then say, you know what, let me just get my $1 back. Or maybe now I could resell that song from iTunes.
That's really where you gotta come in here. It's about
I want to wrap it up.
Yeah.
No, go for it, bro. You're right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a big thing. So you talk about, and I mean, the knee-jerk reaction that everybody has to NFTs is very similar to the knee-jerk reaction that everybody has to Bitcoin. It's a very similar thing. And the first question but I could just screenshot it and now I own it too. Having the file or being able to look at it or enjoy whatever that actual content is not what you're paying for. That's not what you're paying for when you buy the NFT. You're paying for the right, essentially, to be able to resell this. You have that right now. You own this asset, and you can do what you want with this. And on top of that, one of the other large things about this is people say, well, what about the original artist? He has the one on his computer. What about that one? That's the original one. It's not. Do you know why? Because all this comes down to artist intent. It's a big word, and that's something a lot of people fail to talk about in this conversation, is that the artist's intent is one of the biggest factors of this. Not only the fact that you could resell it, but the artist who released this artwork, this NFT, whatever it may be, he says, this one right here that I signed digitally on the blockchain is the original. This is the one right here. This is the original. Right. And you can track it and you can see exactly where it came from and that it came from me and then I signed it that way digitally.
Right.
and you can never forge that.
And
Right,
you
that's
can
the difference.
verify
That's the
accounts.
difference between printing a Banksy that you Google and getting a Banksy from Banksy.
Right.
And you
Good
get,
luck.
you get verified
You find
accounts too. Those
you have to find
accounts.
someone really dumb. Yeah, you'd have to find someone really dumb that would like buy a Banksy that you screenshotted from you, and then think that like, hey, they got the original Banksy. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's not how art works either. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you know,
Well, the Eiffel Tower was bought and sold twice illegally. So I mean, there are idiots out there.
So there are. I'm not saying that there are. I'm just saying, you know, that's one of the big things. Artist intent plays a large part in this.
And
So
the
that's-
other large part, I think, is scarcity. Now, you know, obviously there'll always be that, you know, free file of like, say, you know, Kings of Leon. They're doing an NFT album. I'm sure they'll have their, you know, MP4 files on iTunes. That's that, you know, infinite mint or whatever. But now they're going to be taking it into the NFT space. And now they're going to have the same music that, yes, you can get for free on YouTube. But now you can also not just buy it, you're going to own it. Huge difference in digital content moving forward. This is eradicating the concept of piracy. Piracy won't exist in a world where digital files have private keys.
Well,
yes,
look.
you can share the content that's being pulled from the API. You can share that CryptoKitty image, but that doesn't give you the ability to breed that CryptoKitty.
And you guys are making a lot of great points, and everything you're saying makes every bit of sense, 100%. And I'm loving the perspectives, but we're almost limiting this in a sense to art and gaming, because it's pretty much what we've mentioned.
Yeah.
Well, you can apply this to Doritos if you want.
And that's the thing. You can NFTs can be used for, and I wanted to kind of shift to that because I know we're kind of limited on time with a couple of you guys. So we got about a half
busy,
hour.
okay? I'm busy.
But use cases, I mean, I besides the art, you know, and that's various mediums, GIFs, vids, images, just still images, gaming, different forms of media, entertainment. You have identifications, certifications, records, licenses, which can be used for like real estate, medical, any sort of contract, anything that's written out can be put in an NFT form. The ticket industry, concert tickets, attendance.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Yeah, Ticketmaster is definitely going to get fucked.
Yeah, if it's unique, you can do it. So it's, you know, we can list everything in the entire damn world, man. You can have a fucking list that long.
Yeah,
anything unique,
you can also potentially even combat some of the scalping issues, right, with the tickets and stuff like that. Where like,
well, here's the thing, Reddy, you're 100% right, because with NFTs you can make them non-transferable. So now you can't resell them on the secondary market. You're fucking stuck with it. Yeah. People don't know about a lot of the gamification that comes with NFTs. Some of them are non-transferable. Some of them are burnable, or some of them aren't. So like if you're an asshole in this space and you're like buying and selling NFTs and you're kind of like being a jerk in chat rooms, I could send an NFT to your wallet that says, this is Kenn Bosak warning you, do not trade with this guy. And I can make it non-transferable, non-burnable, and I can put that in your collection for anybody to see when they go to look at doing business with you.
Troll!
And that's just...
Wow. That's a little scary though. That's like
I didn't even.
You're like branding someone with that, man. That's like.
But that's the governance. That's governance versus governments, right? If we don't brand each other, now we're just going to leave it to Big Brother to brand someone for us, and that is, have we've seen over time, much worse.
Wow, the ideology of Kenn Bosak, the bro. It just goes.
Well, I had to do something similar actually recently because somebody on the Wax blockchain stole my username and they're camping on it, this CryptoStache name, because I didn't realize that I needed it to be able to also create a collection of NFTs on the platform. I thought I could just create
like a verified name.
Yeah, like a verified name.
So
they're sitting on my name and they're camping it, and it's an inactive wallet. They've done nothing with it. It's just all they did is take the name. So I sent them an NFT that said, "Please sell my name back to me. Contact me here on Twitter."
I love how Stash finds an opportunity to bring that up on every show, so somebody's going to eventually hear it that knows the guy.
That's why I keep doing it, man. So thank you. I keep doing it because hopefully someone will be out there like, "Oh man, I did do that to Stash. Maybe I should give it back to him."
I'll have to make a public service announcement tomorrow, man. Let everybody know, like this is the real Stash right here. So
there's 2 Twitter accounts with you. Do you have 2 Twitter accounts?
Me?
Yeah.
No, why would I have 2 Twitter accounts, man?
I didn't know if you happen to have a backup because like you're so controversial and stuff. I had no clue, but there are 2. Did you know you had an imposter on Twitter?
There's so many. There's scammers. There's scammers of all of us. There's
that's exactly.
There's scammers of those. Like Rice, you got scammers too. You probably didn't know about it.
No, I know.
I'm completely hands off when it comes to that shit, bro. I have no time or fucks to give. If somebody wants to pretend to be me, they go for it, bro. If you got your life to waste pretending to be me, I don't really care. Like, I don't have the time to report them all. People will report you for me.
You mentioned something about being a verified publisher on YouTube. The only problem with that is they require you to have 100,000 subscribers before you can even get verified.
Yeah,
100,000.
100,000 before you can get a little check mark saying that you're verified. Because
and even that was a hassle to get. I emailed them and it was like a 3-month process even crazy. After it's ridiculous. And I'm having the same problem on Twitter. And I said, yo, can I please just get a check mark, man? Just verify me, because there's so many imposters. And
they brought back the form. Have you seen the Twitter form? They brought it back last month.
No, I didn't even see it, man.
Yeah, I'll get you the link. I applied for it, but they tell you if you've been suspended for any reason whatsoever in the past 90 days, you can't qualify. And I get suspended almost every 90 days. So,
because you just got your account back not too long ago, right?
Yeah. No, I get in trouble with Twitter a lot, but there is a new form, bro, that you can K-Dub, that you can fill out. And you should probably skate right through that process, man.
All right, I'll give it a shot, man, because it is ridiculous, and you can't, no matter how hard you try, you can't even get rid of these guys. They just keep
I've seen so many 2021 accounts coming out of the woodwork with verification checks nowadays. So I just, they've just brought it back. They probably just have a back catalog, but they just brought back the verification processes.
So we got to get on. All of us got to get on that one then, man, because it's on Twitter, it's on YouTube, it's on Instagram. I have people hitting me up almost daily saying,
"I don't think it should be your responsibility." I think it should be YouTube's responsibility, Twitter's responsibility. I think it's the platform's responsibility.
I know, man, but I feel for the people who follow me. I don't have as big of a following as any of you guys, but still, I'm getting. These scammers are out there trying to scam, my friends and people who follow me, and that sucks, man. I mean, you're right. It's hard to manage or do anything really about it effectively, because there's nothing works. Even BitBoy, we talked about it too, man. It's really bad. So I don't know what the issue is there, but I don't know if we'll get past it. But that's not what we're here to talk about. NFTs. I want to talk about this.
Bash, have you seen this?
Yeah, this is crazy when you look at it. I mean, I showed the Grimes and Paris Hilton. I mean, Grimes, I think, made something over like $5 million selling some of her artwork. And then did you?
Yeah, I got two actually.
I don't know by accident. This was one of her pieces. I mean, it was cool artwork, and I'm not saying it wasn't worth it for somebody at all by any means, but it's when you're seeing this amount of money coming into the space and people making this amount of money. This is the reason why you're seeing CNBC and Forbes writing articles. Yeah. And the Banksy thing is pretty interesting. From my understanding, these guys bought a Banksy picture and then destroyed it and took a picture of the destruction, and the actual picture no longer exists, and it's only existing now in an NFT form.
Eventually they're going to do that to my body. I will be cremated and I will be in the Matrix as an NFT. So I'm just getting ready for that. This is those first steps, man. I love it. The real world, physical things are becoming digitized, not just being paired, but literally taking it as its meaning of like, yes, this is it. And now it's gone, but it's not. It teleported over here as an NFT. It is the same. It's like fundamentally, it's the same thing, even though technically it's not, right? It's like one of those. So to me, this is that baby step of us becoming fully digitized as a society, where we're starting to not just look at, pictures of, doodles on an iPad or in-game skins or even movies and music as digital things. Even the physical thing that you're holding in your hand, like this vape pen, I could take a picture of it or 3D scan it, and every scratch, every dent of it will be immortalized in that NFT. And then I throw it into a smelter, and now it is essentially transcended into an immortalized state on the blockchain.
But, all right, but Ken, at the end of the day, though, you still can't use it though. Like I'm trying to say, like I have like pinball.
But maybe it can be used in a different way.
My pinball machine, I can't play it anymore.
But it will be used differently, right? Now that they have digitized this Banksy, if I have this piece of art in my wallet, Banksy could airdrop me something, or a fan of Banksy that's an artist could airdrop me something, right? But if I have a Banksy hanging up on my wall in my house, who's going to mail me something in the, USPS, a Banksy, right? Like, how do they gamify? How am I using that art by hanging it up on my wall? By digitizing it, we can now gamify it and give it more utility than just being a pretty picture on your wall. You can have your cake and eat it too. You can hang up that Banksy on a digital picture frame, and you can hold it in your wallet and do something. Maybe, like how I mentioned earlier with NFTsforsale.com, plug, you can stake my NFTs and get paid in crypto. Maybe you could take this Banksy, stake it, and earn bank coin. And now with bank coin, you can buy more Banksy art. This is just the beginning.
I'm gonna go make bank coin right after this stream, and I'm gonna go fake all the Banksies, and you guys can earn bank coin. But K-Dub makes a good point about physical things that have an actual like function in the real world. So we'll take what are you saying? He has got a big pinball collection, right? Which is really cool, and you get to like go and do it and play it, and that like experience is not something that you'll be able to fully replicate in the virtual world, no matter really how much bro. You do it. So, but what I'm saying.
What do you mean? Have you ever played a pinball game in crypto voxels? Like, they're there.
But it's not like a real.
Nah, bro. Even just playing virtual pinball isn't the same. Where they have the fake little ball on the screen, because when you get there, you touch it and you move it. No, I'm not saying I don't believe.
But those virtual environments are becoming more, like you mentioned earlier, with that metallic paint that you can take out into the sunlight. With the way that they're using Unity and Real 3D tools and stuff, like these things. This is why, like, the whole Joe Rogan argument of, like, is the Matrix real? You're like, yeah, it kind of is, because of how fast our technology is innovating, how quickly digital worlds are becoming high def and more realistic. There are people that are making virtual art that you can essentially take out in the virtual world and look under a virtual sun and see that glare that you would get. It's happening right now. It's just we're not at that mainstream, but this is the technology that incentivizes that next layer to really keep going. Same thing, like we didn't have DeFi until we had Bitcoin. We had Bitcoin, now we needed DeFi, right? We needed it because of Bitcoin. So that's what we're going to need more better quality virtual things that can give us that physical. It's coming. And I know maybe you can't drive your Lambo to work if it's an NFT, but people will gamify that. Now you can stake that Lambo NFT to the Lambo pool, and maybe then you can Uber a Lambo to work through their fucking NFT game that they created around that NFT Lambo. Now you literally can drive a Lambo because you have an NFT. It's just, are they going to or not? It's up to them to gamify it.
What a time to be alive. That's all I could say.
This is like you guys' favorite projects. I mean, obviously it seemed like NFTs may have started with Ethereum, and with the gas fees being like they are, I mean, that's kind of an issue. So, I mean, we're seeing Wax.
It's only an issue for poor people.
So, K-Dub, I mean, you mentioned Engine earlier. What? You mentioned Engine earlier. What are some of your other favorite NFT projects? And I know you've mentioned some new, I think you've mentioned some new things on your channel recently.
No, that's why I'm here. You guys are supposed to show me the best things. I don't know. You guys tell me what like I said, I'm trying to understand this new school mentality, because for me, I loved NFTs for like real world representations. Even like you had said earlier, contracts. Say I get married to somebody, instead of a prenup, now we got some NFTs. This is mine. This is yours. Once we have our signatures plus a judge's signature, that can unlock it if we want to put that into the smart contract. Whatever. It's endless. I love the idea of game items, or even things that represent, like, for example, if you have a real Garbage Pail Kid card, but it's NFT is also, so you can prove and verify that this is your actual card. Like that for me, I've said that's going to happen. That is happening. It's here to stay. I don't think that's going anywhere. But I think I've made it pretty clear that the part I was confused about, like that Ken has been explaining, was the whole, like pictures and kind of where it's gone
if
recently.
I could buy Crypto Zombie stock, if I could go down to the NASDAQ and get somebody on the floor to wave around a couple $100 bills and get me a few shares of Crypto Zombie, I fucking would do it in a heartbeat. And you know I would. And the problem is, I would rub them all over my wallet.
I
But
knew
here's the thing though. I can't do that. And you can't do that. Even if you wanted to, you cannot do that. But we are
Well, we
seeing
can tokenize them.
Exactly. So now I can buy stock in CryptoStache by going to Atomic Hub, buying a couple of his NFTs, and if he makes something of himself in this world and people and he's a somebody, I come up with him. I didn't just super chat him $10. I got a $10 NFT. I got $10 in stock of CryptoStache. If CryptoStache's subscribers go up, he gets more followers, more people interested in his collectibles, then that means there's a supply, demand, the scarcity. We're gamifying it to the individual level.
Right, but what would make
Yoshi's the first influencer.
That's an interesting concept, but then that also makes me say to myself, what's the difference if I was an ERC20 or an ERC721? I mean, if it's just a representation of a person, what would make
I'd rather have a cute selfie than just a coin that says Crypto Zombie in my wallet.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
You can customize it.
I mean, wait, what would you rather have? A piece of paper that says this is a stock, or a teddy bear or an action figure that you could play with, and it's still a stock of Hasbro?
Right. That's okay. Good point. Yeah.
So when you pulled up the garbage,
hold on, man. I need to get more good points going.
Stash.
This is why I love talking to Ken, because he's just elevated, man. He just like
that Garbage Pail Kid card you held up. Did you have to scratch the back of it off for the NFT to be revealed?
Yes.
Okay.
And I've already redeemed that code, sucker. So don't try it.
So, but that would show the same card
of Garbage Pail Kids. And they did a crossover. So they, Topps partnered with Wax, and they put out this set where you can get the physical cards, and inside there's a chance to get a card like this, which gives you redemption code so you can get a NFT pack of the same type of Garbage Pail Kids.
Have you seen these? I know Ken has.
Yep, I got one of those. You have probably the lowest mint I've ever seen, you bastard.
Yeah,
I don't have one of those, no.
That is the world's first physical NFT. It's like essentially the equivalent of a Cassius coin for Bitcoin, but of NFTs. It's the first time somebody tokenized a thing like this and put it on a physical bar of silver or whatever. And
it's not silver, and it's got the certificate of authentication and such. So it's like even for all that kind of stuff, it shows like those specifics. So, but
there's utility to that NFT. If you were to peel off that sticker on the back, scan it with your MetaMask, and redeem the NFT, once it's in your wallet, you can go to Decentraland and walk inside of the Free Ross building that was built. But if you don't have that NFT in your wallet when you log into Decentraland, there's a force field that stops you from going in, and you're told, hey, you might need to want to go and pick up.
And I found NFTs. I found the digital headquarters a while back and didn't know about needing a pass per se, and it said you needed to have this pass, and Steve sent me one. Steve Wan from Digital sent me one, and but I think the idea of physical items too, and being able to have a digital representation is a great idea. But there's some stupid stuff like the pen. I saw somebody had a picture of just a pen, and typically when you think of
that was me.
Was it your pen?
No, it was a Googled image, and I tokenized it on Rarible and said, sell me this pen.
That's the kind of the idea of the wastelessness, I think. Now, a pen is like what I think of people saying that you can, like as a salesperson, sell me this pen.
But here's the difference when it comes to this, bro. It's art, and art is up to the observer. You can't say what is or isn't art. I could tape a fucking banana to the wall and make 6 to 7 figures. I can make 6 to 7 figures on duct taping a banana to the wall, or you can make multiple millions of dollars from selling a World War II urinal. Yeah, bro. Like, it isn't up to us to say what is art, or what is up to the world to decide what's valuable to them, right?
That's true. You're right.
I mean, diamonds are literally a scam.
That's why you're the fucking
diamond industry. Literally, it inflates and deflates the market whenever they feel like putting more diamonds out or not. It's known, common sense, common practice. They found a diamond mine in like Africa that's like endless mine. Like they have so many diamonds. but yet people still value them at whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
and aren't like man-made diamonds better anyway than the
Yes.
diamond? And so then they came out. They were like, oh crap, people figured this out. So then they came out with the campaign. Yeah, but the real ones have like blemishes and stuff, and that's the one that you want. It's like you're right. They just keep reinventing it, and it's ridiculous.
Kenn Bosak.
So guys, wait, hold on. But we never, because I actually have to go in like 10 minutes, but we never got your opinions on the projects or the things we should be looking at. Like, what do you guys got your eyes on right now? Like,
I'll go first because I like to talk a lot.
Yeah, go for it.
I know. I'll call myself out on it because that's how much I like to talk.
I got mustache love for you. It's okay.
I'm gonna plug Ghost Market and Phantasma. I think what they're doing right now is so unique, and not just the platforms or the blockchains, but the end users who are utilizing the technology are doing it in such unique ways that I have not seen NFTs done. It is still kind of undescribable the way that you can just play around, and I know I've said this word so many times, but gamify your NFT experience and give utility to even something as simple as a piece of music on the blockchain. People are gaming their content now. If your YouTube videos were NFTs and you could collect your YouTube videos, that would almost be like proof of watching. Now, if you could say, all right, if I could prove that people watch my YouTube, I could airdrop them rewards from my sponsors. So now you can get a sponsor like Binance to give you NFTs like you would physical swag that you would mail to people. Now you can airdrop Binance NFTs to your YouTube viewers because they have your YouTube NFT. There's so much endlessness just as an individual. At the corporate level, they've already done this with loyalty points and rewards programs. And what Ghost Market is doing with the music industry right now, with the amount of like play that you can do and creating your own money to sell your own digital content, that's powerful, powerful stuff. And I think it's being very overlooked by a lot of the big people in this space that have been around for a very long time. We OGs, so to speak, we're too old. We're bored. You know, we're kind of jaded, and we have this like a stigma of everything's a scam because in 2017 it was. But a lot of these things aren't coming out as saying, give me money, I'll go build something later. It's not vaporware. This is things with utility today that have end users today. You know, the liquidity's there today.
Love it, dude. Love it. What about you, Stache? Some of your favorite projects?
Yeah, I mean, I'm also a big fan of Ghost Markets, but you know, since Ken's already talked about it, it's like I'll say my favorite chain really right now for NFTs is Wax. What they've done with their ecosystem in comparison to even really Ethereum, man, it really blows Ethereum out of the water. I know people are like, "What? This can't be true." No, all the money's on Ethereum. Well, it is, and it has to be because otherwise you won't be able to pay the fees.
Yeah, so they can't afford to get their money out.
You have to charge $1,000 for your shitty piece of art on Ethereum because if you don't, no one's going to buy it because they won't be able to cover the fees. On Wax, there are no fees for creating an NFT. There are no fees for transactions. All you're paying is a market fee, and part of that fee is going to the original creator as well. So you know it's instant transactions, and the creativity is starting to flow on this blockchain because of that. But you're gated. You're gating your creativity on Ethereum because of these crazy fees. So when Wax has done so many things, so not only have they created a really great ecosystem for independent artists who aren't rich, who you know are maybe they are poor, right? Who don't have the resources that maybe people on Ethereum do. They've created a great ecosystem for people to create there. But on top of that, they've also brought in major IP brands. They've brought in Topps. They brought in just recently Capcom, and they did a Street Fighter thing. And then on top of the IPs, there's some amazing community built projects as well.
William Shatner too.
Yeah.
Forever ago.
Yeah, they've done a bunch of them. So
William Shatner is the first celebrity to do an NFT the right way. The way William Shatner did NFTs, I think every celebrity needs to talk to whoever handled that shit. No, because he did it really, really well. For being like a boomer, that dude came in and showed every celebrity how they're going to do it wrong, and they are. They are doing it wrong. He did it well.
And that's kind of what I think that, you know, Wax has done really well. And it's just an incredibly undervalued ecosystem, I think, at this point. But people are really going to start to see that, and I think same thing with Phantasma, both very undervalued as far as what they're bringing to the NFT space. When you see pretty much everyone, trying to build on things like Ethereum, or now, we're starting to see a little bit more development on BSC, which I also like BSC too. I like what they're doing. I like the lack of high fees on BSC, right? Even though BNB token has skyrocketed here recently, the fees are still incredibly reasonable, and it does have an Ethereum bridge. So I would expect to start seeing a pretty big exodus from the Ethereum onto places like BSC and to Wax, and just some other forward-thinking ones like Theta. Theta is actually a streaming platform, and most people, that's how they know it. But they just recently, rolled out NFTs onto their platform, and not a lot of people talked about it. I talked about it a lot, and I'm actually working on some really cool NFT things on Theta that I'm gonna be sharing with people here in like the next 30 days. So there's so much going on out there, and then you start to see other chains really, the hype is here. Just like pre-summer last year, no one was doing DeFi until DeFi exploded, and now every project, we're gonna add DeFi to it. We're gonna add DeFi because that's what's hot. And that's what every project is doing now. Let's just slap NFTs onto Cardano, slap NFTs onto Tezos, slap NFTs onto everything, and just and now that's another use case for our blockchain. And so we'll see some projects really float to the top. But once again, it's like you guys said earlier. Well, is this hype train really going to smash on people? Well, of course, every hype train does. And I think that we're at a point where we're starting to see a lot of chains doing that, and you just have to do a lot of your own research and understand that not everything is going to be successful no matter what happens. And that's always with all hype things,
I saw Bryce just pinned my comment. I gave him a 420 super chat and plugged myself in his own live stream.
So I'm highlighting it as a little bitch that's taking a tip. So I love you, Ken.
I was just sitting here listening to Stash and wanted to give a super chat and thought it would be funny. And that was hilarious.
I'm a huge fan of Wax myself. I think that we're seeing Polkadot and Cardano talking about NFTs, and it's just going to be
hopping on the bandwagon.
More to add to the element. So it's just seeing how things can interact. But
you know what's going to be funny? NFTs, and mark my words on this. NFTs will be why interoperability exists. It will not be Bitcoin to Ethereum, Ethereum to Bitcoin. They will have nothing to do with interoperability. Interoperability will become and be built and be born from the NFT oracles that are coming. That's where you get your Bitcoin to Ethereum and Ethereum to Wax and Wax to this and that and XRP to Stellar. All that atomic swap stuff that you want, that interoperability that will get you to atomic swaps, NFTs will get it done. 100%. It will not come from the main chains. They have too much stake in their own game to get it done. We've seen it. We know it. We've been here a decade. Zero atomic swap interoperability because of the tribalism. There is no tribalism in the NFT space. We all want all NFTs to play with all of our. There's only some though, not much, and it's the investors, not really the end users or the creators. It's just the investors, those speculators that are the tribals, but it's not really the majority of the end users. I want my G.I. Joe to be able to play with my Marvel X-Men. I want to be able to play with my toys together in the same toy box. And that's what's going to happen. So I'm just we're going to see so much come out of this that has so much to give back to crypto, but it's all going to be coming out of such a playful place.
Right on.
It's more fun too. I mean, honestly, when you think about it, not everybody wants to be a crazy investor, trader, DeFi expert. I mean, as much as we love trading and investing in the next big thing, I mean, NFTs, they kind of speak to everybody. Everybody has their own thing that they like. You may like anime. This person may like sports.
This collectibles.
What's up?
That goes to any collectibles.
Yeah, but I mean, the spectrum is so much broader than what you could do with some of these, for example, ERC20s, which are just so specific to that project and what this guy is doing and how the community reacts to it versus you said. I mean, I didn't even know what the term waifu was, and I found out because NFTs, and I was like, what the hell's a waifu? And somebody's like, and then they explain, it's the term for
what we're gonna get. It's what we're gonna get many of thanks to NFTs.
Yeah, and it's funny because now you're seeing accounts on YouTube that you would never even expect. Accounts that talk about, I don't know, leopard geckos or something like that, and they're now like, oh, I'm gonna NFT my gecko, or like it's crazy. Yeah, the amount of interest. It's almost impossible to go on social media and not see NFT somewhere, you know, and I really think it's just gonna be massive, guys. So, but I want to ask you, so I know it's your show.
No, dude,
right?
it's a round table. We're here to talk to each other.
So you had said before about William Shatner, and he did it the right way, right? So, you know, we've been putting it in a very positive spotlight. Like, what do you think is sort of the wrong way? Because like, what, in your opinion, you know, what was the wrong way to do an NFT? You know?
When you sell millions of dollars,
or what should people be avoiding? Because you know, there are going to inevitably be people that, you know, might make bad decisions. What would you say? Like,
the SEC is definitely going to come after you if you're not doing things right. You're making a lot of money. If you tokenize yourself, you could be putting yourself under that.
Why are you looking at me?
What do you think, Stash?
No, I mean, yeah. So the right way, yeah. The wrong way is don't just straight copy someone's shit, and then, you know what I'm saying, like what Binance Punks is doing. It's a one-to-one ripoff. You know, that I think is that's really the wrong way. Not saying they can't do it, but it's just not the best way to go about it. The second thing about the wrong way is, you know, a lot of people are looking for this cash grab, man, and they're not trying to build a community around their NFTs, around anything else, and they're not going to probably do anything else in the future. I don't know that Shatner is going to, you know, he doesn't care about the NFT community or people that are collecting it. Not really, you know. And so I think that's something you have to be very careful of when it comes to NFTs, because you're right, people are coming out of the damn woodworks, man, because they want the cash. It's a freaking cash grab. You know, you see like the Logan Pauls, and they're just, you know, whatever they can do to just try and make a ton of money off of these people. And I mean, they're really, you know, and that's what it comes down to. So, you know, you really just have to be careful of those things and understand, well, what's going to continue, who is going to continue to support, who's going to continue to develop, who's going to continue to keep being in this scene and doing things in it, or did they just, you know, throw a couple things at the wall, see if it stuck, make a bunch of money, and just like, oh, cool, that was a fun idea, I'm over it, you know, because that's what we're going to see a lot of.
Yeah. I've said this a lot throughout the past, probably the past 2 years actively, is, you know, NFTs are the next ICO, and we're at that. I, for 2 years, was preaching it. We're here now. It's there. This is it. We are at NFT ICO 2.0. Just like we saw developers leave after an ICO and no progress was built. You know, if you see celebrities like Lindsay Lohan doing NFTs, is she going to rug pull you, and now you're just going to be bag holding Lindsay Lohan NFTs, and now you're going to have to find people that want to buy it and this and that? And,
yeah.
You know,
no utility, no real use case. There's nothing else behind it except for some celebrity slapped her name on it.
And this is why I had an issue with Street Fighter. I feel like that's the same thing, just with a company instead of a celebrity. They use their Capcom celebrity.
No, but you know, I disagree, because they're definitely continuing to do it. They just put out a brand new recipe like yesterday, which was really cool, and it changed things up so you could like craft different things now, like a different card, and so they are going to continue to develop that in the future. And so I think actually they did a good job with that. Ken, you know, I understand your.
I just don't think they're in the community. That's all. I just don't see them active in anything.
You're right. Capcom is not the one who is actually fostering the community. Wax is the one who brought the IP on board, and they're the ones that are in charge of it. You know what I'm saying? So Capcom is not directly involved, and that's the thing that you have as a problem a lot of times with any app or any company that is licensing IP. Fucking, you know, any of these IPs, they're not.
Well, why aren't they transparent about that? Why is there zero transparency from Wax about that? Why is there zero transparency from Capcom or Street Fighter about this being a hands-off license deal? Why isn't there more transparency?
You're right. There needs to be more transparency, but that's all. Like,
that's all I'm saying.
There's Doctor Who ones we've talked about. There's other ones like, you know, it's a company. They go to the IP. They say, we want to license it for this thing. They say, great. Now it's up to that company who's decided to license it to create that community and keep it going.
So is Wax going to keep it going, or are they going to give it back to Capcom? And are they going to? There's a lot of variables up in the air for things like that. Well, I mean, dude, there's variables for myself. Like, people that are buying my NFTs, for all they know, I could get in trouble for like having a meth lab in my basement tomorrow. And who would want to buy an NFT from a dude who was selling meth to kids? I mean, that would lose value instantly, right?
So, kids, Bosak, damn.
All right, guys. I know I know everybody's got a little bit of commitments. We got to wrap up the stream. So, K-Dub, where can people find you?
Yeah, what's your Pornhub account?
And we have links down below too.
Well,
can people find you if they want to get in touch with you and find you?
Yeah, just you guys know the Crypto Zombie. Make sure you go to the official account. Make sure that you don't follow these scammers. But I mean, pretty much Crypto Zombie, YouTube, Twitter, the Crypto Zombie. Yeah. But I want to ask you though, before we go, I would actually like to take some of this, if you don't mind, some of these clips, if you and maybe put them on my show, man, because I've been wanting to get up with Stash actually for a while. He was hitting me up, and I know Ken was doing it, and you guys did answer a lot of questions today. So I'd like to share some of this with my audience. I could download it, man. Don't worry.
Either way, but yeah, go ahead, dude. I mean, anybody's more than welcome to use anything.
Before you run, I want to throw something out there. I mean, you should definitely do an NFT, Zombie. And I think Decline, who did my NFT on the NFT for sale, if Stash can bring it up and show you. Decline did my Zombie Kenn Bosak NFTs. And I could get you in touch with that artist. He just did an interview with Gary Vee on his own podcast. He writes for Cointelegraph. So it's, nice. It's up par with like your stature of like, where you were at in the space with.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Ken, though, that this is actually why I haven't. I had a couple guys that made a few NFTs for me. I wasn't officially affiliated with them. They just asked if they could use my likeness. They gave me like a small cut of their sales. But at the end of the day, I don't want to ride on the coattails of this NFT craze, like you said, just to make money. I mean, if I'm going to do this, I want to do it the right way. And that was kind of where I was talking. I don't want to just be like, hey, it's a picture of me, buy it.
You have super chats turned on for your live streams. I can send you $1,000 super chat, but all I get for it is my PayPal receipt. Now you can at least give me the option of saying,
and all I get for it is like 55% because YouTube apparently YouTube thinks that they deserve half of the super chats.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that shit,
which is insane. I tell people, don't send me money on super chat because honestly, all you're doing is giving half of your money to YouTube.
Have you heard of Cointree?
I have my Cointree information down below.
Yeah,
too.
Dude, 100% recommend you set up a Cointree. And if you join my Telegram, we can get you an overlay for your YouTube channel. So every time somebody sends you Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, whatever, you'll get an on-screen pop-up just like they would for a YouTube super chat. Except now they can just send you Bitcoin.
That's cool. Sick, man.
I'll talk to you about that because I recently set up my Cointree. And shout out to Naomi Brockwell for creating that.
Oh, so, she's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you're familiar with Linktree.
Yep.
It's like Linktree for crypto addresses and social media. So,
and somebody built an overlay for OBS that uses its API.
Cool deal. CryptoStache, Mr. Stash. Where can people find you?
You can find me at cryptostache.com, STACHE, and I'm at CryptoStache pretty much everywhere you want to find me. So Twitter, YouTube, Theta, Instagram, Peepeth, Uptrend, Float, Peaked, which is Hive, and a couple other ones.
You said Peepeth?
Peepeth.
No, by the way, can I say something before we end this stream?
Yeah.
Dash, you are like the most dedicated to the theme of your videos, bro. Like look at these videos. He's like a barbershop quartet guy. He's like, this is crazy. Like I love
that's my live stream show I do.
I like Secret Agent Stash.
Yeah, but I love it, man, because I always see your thumbnails pop up and they always make me smile because it's always like, what is he gonna wear next? It's so
it's a fun show. I do it every week. Yeah.
It's devotion,
I just don't believe
man.
you have all these different costumes and accessories sitting around your house. I just can only imagine like what your closet looks like.
I'm a master of disguise, friends. Master.
I love it. Cool. Well, Mr. Kenn Bosak, you got anything you want to say?
NFTforsale.com, baby.
I'm clipping that.
I was not paid. I was not sponsored. That's just because I love Ken. So
NFTforsale.com, man. I'm selling my NFTs, and that's basically how I've always talked about it is, if you want to send me a donation or a super chat to, fund my ridiculous lifestyle of being completely all in on crypto and not having a real job, thanks. And instead of a fucking PayPal or just even a Bitcoin donation, I can give you something back for that now as an NFT. So I use this as a form to just replace Patreon or Super Chat. It's a screenshot of your receipt saying, hey, I gave you a Super Chat. And now because I have that proof of you sending me that Super Chat, sort of like seeing my PayPal balances and seeing all the ins, I could send things back to people, and I'm doing airdrops and free things. And, you know, the people that are buying some of my NFTs for $1 super chat, they're reselling them to somebody for $10. So they're actually making something off of a donation to me. And that's what really feels good, is to see somebody that's like, here's $1, Ken. And then the next day somebody's like, yo, you gave Ken $1, here's 10. I'm just like, wow, now my supporters have supporters. You know what I mean?
Supporters for your supporters, man. Well, I appreciate everybody, man. I appreciate you guys for your time. And I appreciate everybody for joining us for this live stream. And we definitely got to do this again. I really enjoyed this NFT conversation. So as always, I encourage everyone to be the change by practicing change. And I want to thank Kenn Bosak, CryptoStache, and K-Dub from the Crypto Zombie for joining me on today's live stream about all things NFTs.
Have a day.